Welcome to Centennial Hall, room 3302. This is a quick rundown on how the audio-video technology works. Our touch panel is located here on the teacher station. This is the startup page. There's a button on there that says press here to begin. When I press there, it's going to give me the option of whether or not I want to boot up the projector. I'll click yes. That's going to power on the projector, and it's going to bring the screen down, and that whole process is going to take just over a minute. So while we're waiting for that to happen, our screen is going to give us a please wait, and we'll know that we're ready to go once that screen becomes our menu screen. And while that's happening, we can also talk about the lighting settings. We have 5 light presets, and they're located on the right-hand side of the touch panel here. Lights all on, 2 lecture settings, one with the whiteboard lights and one without it. The theater setting is going to dim all the lights to put the focus on the screen, and then a lights all off button. Those presets can also be accessed from the control panel here on the wall. There's 5 buttons here, and that corresponds to the 5 presets that we just talked about. There's also a master on and off switch at both doors. We also have a wireless microphone here. If I come to the top of the wireless microphone, there's an on and off switch. When I flip the wireless microphone on, our wireless microphone is going to come to life. And it's going to reinforce my voice throughout the speakers in the room. And if I need to adjust the volume up or down to make my voice louder or softer, I can come over to the touch panel. And now that we've booted up, we can see our main screen here. In the bottom right-hand portion, we have a button called Audio Control. When I press that, it's going to give me some options. And the option on the left-hand side here is our wireless microphone. I can turn it up, turn it down, or mute it. When I get it set to the level I want, I can press back, and then our wireless microphone will be ready to go. When I'm done with the wireless microphone, I come to the top of it, and I'm going to click it off. And that's important to do, because even if the wireless microphone isn't being used, if it is powered on, the batteries will completely drain. Okay, on our touch panel here, now that we're on the main screen, we'll see the top row here, which is what we'll call our source select row. Anything that we select on the top row is going to be shown on the screen in the front of the classroom. Right now we have PC selected, so what's going to show on the screen, and what's showing right now is the PC up on the screen. A quick note about the PC is that you will have to log on to the PC, and we'll be asking you to log off at the end. The username for your logon is going to be the first part of your UWL email address. That's your username. And the password is going to be your UWL net ID. The next options that we have on the touch panel here in our source select row are our 2 laptop options. We have our laptop, which is our VGA connection, and our digital laptop, or our HDMI connection. And those cables are all located in the teacher station here in the little cable cubby. There's also a power supply down in there, so if you need to plug in, if you don't want to rely on your battery, you can certainly do that. For the demonstration here, I'm going to go ahead and use the VGA cable. I'll just pull it right out of there. I'm going to plug it into my computer. And then I'll plug the audio cable into the headphone jack. And my laptop should be ready to go. So I'll come over to the touch panel, and I'll hit the button labeled Laptop so that my laptop will show up on the screen. Now, my laptop happened to pop up right away, and that's wonderful. If your laptop doesn't pop up right away, it's probably because your laptop hasn't been put into the correct mode so that it's seeing an external projector. The way you can do that is either go into your control panel and change it, or hold down the function key on a Windows keyboard and hit F8. You'll either get a little menu, or it'll scroll through these options automatically by hitting F8 repeatedly, and you'll want to choose the mode that says duplicate so that whatever is showing on your screen shows up on the screen in the front of the room. The next item on our source select is our Blu-ray. If I hit the Blu-ray button there, it's going to bring up the Blu-ray controls with play and stop on the left and our navigation and menus on the right. The full screen video button gives me a little preview screen so I can see what I'm doing on the Blu-ray. I'll click back to get back into our main page there, and I'll note that the Blu-ray is right underneath the teacher station here. We can use the front panel controls to control it as well. And I'll also note that our Blu-ray can play regular DVDs and CDs. You don't have to have a Blu-ray disc to play something in the Blu-ray player. This is also a good time to mention the volume. We can adjust the volume using the little knob right on our touch panel here. Turn it to the left and to the right to adjust the level. The only thing that you'll hear over the speakers is something that is selected on the source select row. So right now our Blu-ray would be playing over the speakers, and we would adjust that volume. If we wanted to hear something coming out of the PC and adjust the volume on that, we would have to select PC and then adjust the volume there. The next thing that we can talk about is our document camera. It's on the right-hand side of the desk here. The power button is in the back. When I press the power button, the light flashes green. When that flashing green becomes a solid green, then we'll know the document camera is ready to go. Our advanced features are up here by the camera. We can zoom in and out using the zoom wheel. Auto and manual focus and some advanced features are right up there as well. When the document camera is all set, I hit the document camera button on the touch panel. It takes just a few seconds, like it does for all of our sources, for everything to sync up. And then once it does, anything I show on the document camera is going to show up on the screen for us. The last item on the source select row that we'll talk about is our auxiliary button. When I press the auxiliary button there, it's going to bring up a little submenu. It's going to ask me if I want to use S-video or composite video, and all those connections are back here in our cable cubby again. They share the audio, so always plug the audio into those jacks, but there's S-video and composite video in there. And so if you had your video camera or your iPod or something like that that you wanted to have the class see or hear, you could plug them right in there, select auxiliary, and then you'd be able to use the device to control it and see it in front of the room. On the left-hand side now of our touch panel, we have a few options. We have projector power. If for some reason you wanted to power down or power up the projector without shutting everything down. Another option for something like that would be our video mute button. If I hit the video mute button, the projector's video is going to go black or just be muted, but it won't power down the projector or power our system down. And you could definitely use that in conjunction with our screen up and screen down button. And the way you would do that is you would mute the video of the projector and put the screen up. Then you would be able to access the whiteboard and draw on the whiteboard. And when you're done, you can hit video mute to unmute the video and put the screen back down. And that way you don't have to wait a minute for the system to power down and wait another minute for everything to power up. You'll have everything just instantly. The fourth button is a mute the microphones button, and the last button here is our help button. When I press the help button, I get the names and phone numbers of a couple members of our academic technology services staff. Those are important numbers because that's what you'll call if you have any problems during class or if you ever have any questions or concerns. Call those numbers and somebody will be available and come to your aid as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm going to hit the OK button on the help to get back to our main screen. And then in the bottom right-hand corner of our main screen is the system off button. When I press that, it asks if I want to turn the system off. And when I hit that power down button, it's going to power off the projector and bring the screen back up. So now that we're finished, I'm just going to remind you to please give a call to the Academic Technology Services staff if you ever have any questions or concerns, and we'd be happy to help. Thank you.